In the Middle Ages, if symptoms of depression were present, one was considered to be in Saturn. If the weight of Saturn could be turned into an emotion, yet you feel empty enough to float on top of the ocean. Depression. One trip around the sun takes 29 years to settle the stun. The glittering rings of your life experience, telescopes on Earth create opinions of various diagnoses and advices. Center of gravity only comes from personal vices. You're there in the center the whole time, but quality of life is fleeting from your mind. Today's world deems depression as a bad thing, an unidentifiable unproductiveness, a vague feeling you know is there. I've seen Saturn countless times. Maps of our galaxy are not rare. But to describe its essence, its source, or even its imagery, I have no words, and with no words, its presence feels meaningless, bound to being desperately scientific. Recently, I found insight on the meaning of this hollow presence. Though the words may be far, its meaning is close and wants you to stay, to sit with this weight, to even contemplate. Depression is serious, but its remedy is not always in a drug. Saturn says it is in deep recognition of this hollow hum. The weight of depression presses us down and keeps us still. This is a time to surrender to a deepening and a developing of the will. Feelings like this don't just show themselves and go, they appear, hold us by the shoulders, and subject us to alchemy. What's previously felt like agony and apathy can calmly be welcomed into your heart happily. First, try to translate the malady, refrain from understanding it as self-pity, camouflaged as therapeutic work on our own sadness, when really we are feeling the effects of living in this world's madness. This feeling is the soul's response to existing in a world that co-signs brutality. Even at the smallest levels, it's an ego-driven, petty mentality. Our culture is rivaling submission. We must make meaning of our lives, as if it isn't inherently meaningful to be alive. Sadness and depression are two different things. Sadness creeps in, leaving marks in our being. It etches a cave into our hearts. Depression allows us to reflect on our pain and turn it into a work of the arts. Sadness sets up camp and starts a fire. Depression comes from somewhere much, much higher, possibly born of the spiritual mind. So if you find yourself on the cusp of diagnosis, do not fear, for you have been chosen to sit and be still. Let the fire in your chest burn, leaning in to the weight of being in Saturn.